Hey guys, I'm currently away on holiday at the moment with my girlfriend and her family, so today's video will be brought to you by TheHiveLeader. If you're a fan of MMORPGs, please go check out and subscribe to his channel, as he's one of my favourite content creators on YouTube and deserves a lot more support. Enjoy the video.
Thanks, Mr. Peon. Glad to be back. Let's skip the pleasantries. I don't think it's any real secret that as a genre, MMORPGs are stagnating a bit, especially in AAA dev circles. You don't have to look too far to see this. There's pretty much nothing coming out, and the ones that do are pretty much carbon copies of each other. Indie devs are doing their best to pick up the slack, and some even have some innovative ideas, but whether or not any of these even release is going to be hit or miss. In an attempt to keep things fresh, most devs seem to take the sitcom approach, throwing in random features like new Brady children. Hi to all the old people who got that reference. They don't care whether or not the features work or even make sense in the context of the game. They just add them in there to try and keep things going. But that's not what MMOs need. They just need new ideas. They don't even have to be innovative ones, simply ideas that are new to the genre, but even that seems to be sorely lacking. So what do we as a human race do when we're all out of ideas of our own? Steal them, of course! Despite popular belief among some MMO players, games in other genres actually have some merit. Yes, even console games. Consoles, anathema, whatever. So I'm pulling a couple of notable games from the past few years and seeing how some of their ideas can be incorporated into MMORPGs. Here we go! No, I'm not saying let's go all Destiny here. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just not what I'm looking for. No, I'm gonna take a look at the new Doom. This game was well regarded by pretty much everyone. The reasons for this vary, but one thing that most people agree on is that Doom knew what it was and what it wanted to be. It had a focused vision. Balls to the wall mayhem and skull crushing. That's what focus looks like, people. It wasn't trying to be anything that it wasn't. And I think this is what MMOs can take most from Doom. Lately, MMOs are trying to be everything to everyone in an attempt to appeal to a broad audience. So instead of creating a game that's fun and within the dev's core vision, you end up with a hodgepodge as devs lose focus and just start throwing things in because a certain segment of the player base wants it. Let's talk about Souls-likes. I don't really like calling these action RPGs, but that's probably the best way to describe them. This type of game, aka the reason I have f***ing rage issues, has become very popular lately, with copycats popping up all over the place. But the Dark Souls series in particular has been extremely successful. Much like Doom, the reasons are varied, but speaking from personal experience, I tend to think the main reason is risk and reward. These games are difficult, and failure is almost a certainty, but gamers are apparently a bit masochistic. Go figure. I enjoy Souls because of the challenge and the feeling of accomplishment I get when I overcome that challenge. I don't know about you, but there are several MMOs where I've hit max level and have never died. Not even once. There's absolutely no challenge. And even if you happen to die, there's no consequences. Just a tiny slap on the wrist from the nicest Grim Reaper ever. Aw, you died? I'm so sorry. How about a hug? And then MMOs expect that little flash of light you get when you level up to be all the accomplishment you need. Wow, it took me 10 minutes to do this. I don't feel accomplished. I remember back in the day, MMOs used to have consequences. I lost in the original EverQuest. Not only gear, but levels and progress. And getting just one level could take days. This is what MMOs could learn here. Learn to inspire real feelings of accomplishment by introducing actual challenge. Challenge in a video game. It's a crazy concept, I know. Yes, the MMO can even learn something from its bastard child, the MOBA. For this, we could look at pretty much any title, but I tend to like Smite the most, so we'll just use that for our background footage. You really can't deny how popular this genre has become over the years. And seeing as I'm not the biggest fan of MOBAs, I'm not exactly sure how. Once again, I can only use my personal experience, but the reason that I sometimes enjoy MOBAs is accessibility. In a MOBA, even the newest of new players can come in and compete if they have some skill. MMOs tend to have this issue where you need to spend a few weeks leveling and gearing up through boring kill and fetch quest before you can do much of anything. MOBAs don't have that problem. At most, you have a small tutorial and bam, you're in there screaming at your team with the best of them. Get good, brah. Now, you may not be able to play on a truly competitive level without some practice, but that doesn't mean you're not able to play the real game. MMOs have this stigma of the real game begins at max level, and in most cases, that's sadly true. Why would I, as a player, spend a week of my time doing boring shit just so I get the honor of playing the real game? I know the general argument for this is that players have to learn all the systems of the game and all their skills, etc., but why does it have to be such a f***ing snore fest. All of the other games I've mentioned in this video are great at putting the player directly into the action as quickly as possible. MMOs could learn something here about being more accessible. This would also allow the game to appeal to a broader audience without having to add all the stupid features I mentioned before. Now, I know what you're thinking. Making things more accessible usually means dumbing them down a bit. I think MOBAs have proven that games don't have to be simple to be accessible. While MOBAs may look simple on the surface, some of them get truly complex when you start to dig in. It allows hardcore players to find additional depth that a casual wouldn't even know to look for. Despite my hatred of it, there's a lot to be gleaned from MOBAs. Really, I could expand on all of these and then go into other genres and probably find something good in each, but I simply don't have the time for that. So I ask you, what idea from another game or genre would you want MMOs to steal? Maybe something from real-time strategy? Possibly some platformers? Let me know in the comments below. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got some skulls to crush. There's that feeling of accomplishment. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and thanks to TheLazyPeon for having me. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to TheLazyPeon because he is a damned awesome guy. This has been TheHiveLeader. Thanks again for watching.